Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, people, and welcome to Drew and the Guy on X25 Radio.
Yes.
Well, I'm just being a goofball. But welcome, people. Welcome to another episode of Lunches with Punches. We are live on YouTube, on the Experience channel. We're also live on the Experience Facebook page and also the Twitter X page. If you're watching, hello. Welcome.
Hello.
I am Drew, and joining me, actually, he's the star of the show because the show's named after him. Is
Oh, Mr. Joe Punches. Thank you all for joining. Appreciate you.
And we got a nice little girthy show for you guys. We have a lot to talk about. It is a busy week, not just for media, for TV shows and movies. Well, more so TV shows, but also movies because we're going to talk about CinemaCon.
Yep.
This week, for any wrestling fans out there, I know we're a TV and movie show podcast, but we both like wrestling. So this weekend, more so, is WrestleMania 42. I know my guy wanted to really go hard in the paint. The NBA playoffs are also this weekend. I just want to throw in a little reference there, but we're not here to talk about basketball. We talk about basketball on Metal Drive Hoops, but not on this show. But WrestleMania 42 this weekend. The card's already up. I don't think we'll be doing predictions unless you want to do predictions.
We don't necessarily have to. I mean, I just want to go over really things that are very disappointing this year when it comes to Mania. There's just a handful of things that I'm excited about. I mean, the other stuff, I'm just going through the motions. Expectations low.
So. No, I'm kind of there with you. I mean, it's WrestleMania, so it's it's the biggest show of the year, or in this case, biggest shows of the year because it's split into two nights. But yeah, we're not gonna do predictions. We'll do predictions later for the experience with me, Justin, and also Ruben. We'll be definitely be doing some predictions, but we're just going to be here to talk about, or mainly Joe. Joe's here to really going hard about how he feels about this year's WrestleMania. So go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. So lifelong wrestling fan, just like you, Drew. I mean, I grew up because my grandpa, my mom, they were into wrestling. So my brothers and I grew up into wrestling. And as we get older, they would say, nothing as good as the Attitude Era. And before that, I was like, oh, nothing's good as the Golden Era. And so on and so forth. And most of you that are in the inner circle know I'm a pretty laid back guy. It doesn't take a lot to really rile me. And most of the time, I'm a glass half full kind of guy. Let's see how it goes. I'm optimistic. But when shit went down this Friday, I was sitting there going, what the explicative, what the fuck are we doing? I was like, oh, the Pat McAfee promo. I was laughing and I was upset and I was laughing for all the wrong reasons. I'm just like, this is so ass backwards to what, I mean, first of all, you're putting an ad in the middle of your heel promo. Why? I mean, this is so, if you want to play it up, Pat McAfee is like, wrestling has sucked the past couple. The IWC, ticket sales are down, and it's all because of you people. Then why the fuck is Pat McAfee coming out as a bad guy, heel, whatever the fuck you want to call him, and say, I'm going to do something for you people. I'm going to give you 25% off because I'm friends with Ram. What the fuck? No. Jeez. No. If you want to play it up, if you want to get more heat, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more heat on Randy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the crowd want to cheer him. Because everybody loves Randy now. I think he's peaking. He's peaking.
Oh, yeah.
After so many years of being blah. The fans are finally like, he comes out. They do the little sound thing showing how much people love singing Randy's music. They're cheering for him. Doing this TKO, whoever the fuck wants to dip their toes in and change the shit, wherever the fuck. And add Pat McAfee and do this whole storyline with, being unreal during a real promo, yada, yada. No, it makes no fucking sense. And because I'm going to do a little bit of, fanscaping here and how it really should be. I mean, if you want to give heat on Randy and you want to fucking add Pat McAfee for whatever fucking reason, sorry if there's kids watching. Don't know why there's kids watching, but
Why would you be watching? Why would you let your kids watch this show, people? I don't know why, but continue.
but anywho, I digress. No, to make it more sense, if you want to add heat, if you want to go this direction, which it really shouldn't, it should have just been Randy and Cody building that 20-year camaraderie, you know, the mentor versus the protege type of angle, which they should have been more focused on. No, they want to go this route. If you're going to go this route, go hard. Have Pat come out and be like, you got Punk over here talking about lower ticket prices. It's not my fault you people can't fucking afford it. Go that route. Bring that heat.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you do next? You have Cody. The babyface comes out. He wants to get behind the people. Have Cody come out and be like, you know what, Pat? This business has always been about the people, about the middle class, the hardworking people, the everyman. You know who else was an everyman? My father, Dusty Rhodes. Let me reach out, touch my hand. You know what? I got friends in high places too. Yes, it's touch. I got friends in high places. You know what? And I was able to make a deal, 25% off. We're going to do it for the people because this is ridiculous. And you know what? You're right. Fans shouldn't have paid $10,000 to sit there and ride around my bus, listen to hear me bullshit. You know what? I'm going to knock prices off that too. I want to make sure everybody come enjoy this. Because guess what? That's what wrestling has been for the longest time. It's been about the everyman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Families. I mean, I've been watching a lot of older WrestleManias. I think I'm up to WrestleMania 7 now. And you look in the crowd, it's a lot of older people, younger people. Now I've joked about this for the past probably 2 years now. Whenever I hear about ticket prices, everything being overpriced, the special packages, 10 to 16 to 20,000 just to get the front row seats, and even more than that. Always reminds me of the scene in fucking Jurassic Park when they're sitting around the table, and you have the attorney going, I mean, we could charge $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and then you have him saying, well, this is about the super rich. And then they joke around like, oh, we'll have a coupon day or something.
Oh, God, yeah.
So
yeah.
what do I fucking do when I hear Pat McAfee saying, we'll give you 25%? I think of that fucking scene. It's a coupon day. And everything that's asked backwards, doesn't matter if they're good or bad, why are you telling the crowd, you shouldn't be watching night 2, you should watch night 1? Why are you going out of your way to make it, I mean, people are already hesitant to want to watch. I'm telling you right now, I mean, just because I haven't done the VPN or gone any other routes, I got the high-end Disney Plus package with ESPN Plus. Am I going to keep it after this weekend? Nope. I'm going to downgrade because it's not worth it. I may re-sign back up when it gets closer to SummerSlam, Rumble, all the big events, but I can't be popping down $45 every month because we're both working class men.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, sorry, I like to eat more than watch ESPN once a month. Sorry, not going to do it. Not going to do it. So that's my big rant on that. It just, when I heard that promo, I was like, why are we going this route? Because I like I said, I was optimistic when McAfee came out the first time. I was like, okay, let's see where this is going. And then he mentions, I was on the phone the whole time. I'm like, why? Why did the week before or 2 weeks before, Randy's just like, there's more than one royal family. And then nothing. I mean, if this turns out to be a whole big swerve at Mania, which, God, I'm hoping. But I doubt it. I doubt this is just going to be a clusterfuck and it's going to lead just to backlash. That's all it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, not making it a prediction, but the fact that McAfee said, if Randy doesn't win, you'll never see me again, which is a fucking red herring saying Randy's gonna win.
Bingo.
I'm just like, can you paint it any clearer? So Friday night, I was sitting there. I was like, I was hot. I was just like, God, didn't make me want to watch any more of the show. And I don't watch a whole lot of SmackDown just because mainly I'm at work. But I decided to put it on the background just to see what if something was going to happen. Because McAfee was just like big surprises, big surprises. No, it wasn't. It was just 25% off. But not really. I mean, I'm sure Randy and Cody will have a decent match. I'm sure it's gonna be clusterfuck with Jelly Roll, McAfee, and that's all it's gonna lead to. It's just let's add celebrities to the match and ruin the backstory. Um, I'm heavily excited for Oba and Brock.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that it's opening. That's kind of been Brock's forte the past half a decade. And I think Brock's gonna do everything he can to just really make Oba shine. Not that Oba really needs it, but when it always seems like when Brock likes the guy, he's gonna go out of his way. Oh, I'll continue talking and pretend that the whole world's listening right now. But I feel Brock is gonna do what he can to make Oba a shining star throughout the entire weekend of WrestleMania. Now, who's going to win? Who's going to lose? That's up in the air. I know Oba's been getting a lot of offense verbally and physically the past few weeks, which has a lot of people scared because if you follow the Mania formula, if that's the case, good chance Brock's winning at Mania. Now, my hope is a good old fashioned double count out. Let me just get these guys beat the crap out of each other because that kind of takes me back to, and I don't know how you feel about this, Drew, like some of the older WrestleManias where you just have two
Right.
big guys, they clobber the crap out of each other for 10, 15 minutes, they take it outside, beat the crap out of each other for 10 to 15 minutes. Refs is like, all right, you guys aren't listening, I'm going to call it that way. And at the end, Oba's still on top, he still dominates, and this
Right.
will just lead to a second match at Backlash.
I don't know if they'll do that at a Mania though. Like those are the kind of that's the kind of like or not stipulation, but finish you would do it like a lower tier pay per view.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
But
But like I obviously Albany's a win. Like
yeah,
I don't want to hear anything else. Like I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like from other people where it's just like
yeah,
Oba needs a win. Like I don't want to hear this whole thing about like, well, if he loses, he's like, no, he needs a win. Like
yeah,
Brock's on his way out. You said it perfectly. Like if Brock likes you, he'll do
yeah.
business. Like and he's going out of his way to make Oba look like a star. And yeah, I am a little worried going in because Oba's been dominating, and I'm like, we couldn't get like maybe one Raw where Brock like kicks him in the balls and then fires
Right.
him. Like
Now I
that.
do have. Sorry, Drew. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, don't worry about it. No, I was just finishing up. It's just like Oba needs to win. Like Oba is your guy. He's your guy for the future. He's young. He's not
There,
30 yet. He's not a fuck up.
right.
He's
He's still
not
young.
he's not Alberto Del Rio beating on his 18th wife. Like he's your guy that's going to draw you money and sell tickets and move ratings. Like Brock is on his way out. Brock
Yeah.
is more than likely retiring at SummerSlam because it's in Minnesota. So yeah,
Which
yeah.
leads in. There's one slight caveat, and this isn't a prediction or a spoiler, but I made one assessment since Seth and Gunther are night one.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my mind, since Gunther and Paul had that little bit of altercation a week or so ago, Gunther wins over Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Gunther goes to Paul. I scratched your back, you scratch mine,
Mm-hmm.
and Paul's like, "Fuck off." So what does Gunther do on Sunday? Oba, Brock going at it, ref bump. Gunther comes out, kicks the shit out of Brock. Ref comes to, Oba wins. That sets up for the SummerSlam match. Like I said, just something in the back of my mind. Don't know if it'll come to fruition, but I was just like, oh, Seth Gunther's night one,
Right.
Brock and Oba's night two. That could lead to something.
Well, Maybe. I mean, yeah. I mean, the idea is leading to Gunther versus Brock. Don't you think it'd make more sense of like, you know, Brock loses to Oba, and then Brock gets like his moment of just like, oh, well, this is it, huh? This is it. I'm walking out, and then the next night on Raw, or maybe like after this, match at Mania, Gunther comes out and just chokes his ass out.
That's true because Brock is going to be on the Raw after Mania.
So you can do that, like
Yeah,
Brock gets like a moment where it's like out of character for Brock because Brock's usually like, I don't care about anyone," and then he has like a moment with the fans, and then Gunther comes out and chokes his ass out.
yeah. So that's another match I'm excited about. I think the Dark Horse could be the best match of Mania. If it's not, then it might be more of the writers' end than the two. But I think Liv and Vakur could be what last year Bianca, Rhea, and
Oh yeah,
Io was. Because Stephanie and Liv aren't shy about being physical. And I
oh
think
no,
this will be a physical
especially
match,
Stephanie.
which, um, anyways, distracted. Um, I think this will be physical. Um, Again, we're not doing a whole bunch of predictions, but I do think Liv's probably going to go over. Um, I just think that's the direction they're going to go. Because I think you can build this feud even longer. I think now we're just really heating up the past 2 weeks with this feud. So I think they're going to give Liv that moment at Mania, and then have Steph chase the next couple, maybe month or two. But that's no to me. That could be the dark horse for best match of all of Mania.
No, you're not wrong. I mean, because you mentioned that they're not afraid to get physical. Like Liv has never been afraid to be physical. She's like, I mean, let's just get point it out of the way. She's hot. Like her whole thing is like she sells sex, but she wants to be more than that. There was that elimination chamber from last year, which I thought was probably the best women's elimination chamber,
Oh
where
yeah,
she
when
was
she
getting
took
her
that.
ass beat.
Yeah, she
Like
took
she was
that
getting,
hair whip.
yeah, she was getting the shit beat out of her, and I thought she was the MVP of the match. And there was another elimination chamber that she was in, years prior, where again she was getting her ass whooped, and I was just like, Liv, why, you don't need to do this, and you realize this is what she wants to do. Like I've always said this about Liv. Liv seems like she wants to try to get
Yeah,
better, and she has. She's gotten a lot better. She's one of the best characters on the show. She's shown so much improvement.
I
It's
agree.
it's not like an Alexa Bliss where Alexa Bliss said straight up like I'm an entertainer. Liv
Yeah,
Morgan wants to be a great wrestler.
yeah,
Um, so again, going back to Stephanie Vacor, like this girl wrestled in Mexico, Japan, so she's not afraid to beat the shit out of someone. She's not afraid to punch a bitch. And Liv
right.
Morgan is, a Long Island Italian girl, so she's not afraid to get, punched. So I think this could be, like you said, if not, one of the best matches on the show, if not the best match. Um, and again, we're not doing prediction by prediction, but like, yeah, just a lot of the bigger matches, they have the light shine on them for a reason. So again, we all want these 2 nights of WrestleMania to be good.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all we want. It's just for them to be good. It's just the build has been, meh.
yeah, and it's just we had, and I don't want to get to the nits and bolts of the whole TKO, Triple H, Vince creative who had control, but we really did. Hey there, Maurice, what's going on, brother? Um, we had a really good 2 years of just really solid storytelling. I mean, what I would say probably 22 to 24 really had some really good storytelling. And it just seems like the past, I mean, we're doing the whole Spider-Man 3 Sam Raimi, where Sony dipped their hand in and be like, we want all this too. And this is, I mean, really feels like TKO is doing the same thing. They're just like, we're going to dip our
Right.
hand in and mix
I
it
was gonna
up.
say
And
I was gonna say it feels more like Amazing Spider-Man too.
oh, woo! Now, okay, that's more accurate.
Yeah, where it's just like the first one was was not terrible. I wouldn't say it was like anything that rocked my socks, but it was good. It was like, a more down to earth, kind of darker Spider-Man. And then the second one was like, what if we do this and this and this and this and this? What if we throw this character and this character? And what if we spoil the biggest fucking plot twist in the movie? And that's Gwen Stacy dies. Spoilers, even though the movie came out in 2014. But spoilers.
But yeah, it just a lot of this WrestleMania this year specifically feels like, just throwing shit together, etch sketching it, just going, what works, and just slinging it at the last minute. I mean, the fact you don't have Io Sky in something. I mean, she could still possibly be in something. I mean, that's still up in the air depending on the whole Bella situation. But yeah, it's just, this is the first time, and really, like I said, I'm mainly a glass half full. I'm always optimistic. Like, hey, this could be way better than what I think it is. And this year, I'm just like, man. I mean, I took Sunday off, so generally night 2 is going to be a little bit better night. I'm still going to be able to catch most of night 1, but I took the day off because I was like, I'm going to make Sunday a thing like I do every year. Going to make some queso, make some snacks.
Nice.
Maybe a few burgers. And just enjoy the day, enjoy the Mania. And this year, I'm just like, I really hope taking the day off is worth it. So we'll see. Like I say, we'll see how it goes.
We'll find out. But yeah, WrestleMania is this weekend, people. Tune in later tonight. Shameless, self-promoting, for the experience at 8 p.m. Central Time with myself, Ruben, and Justin, where we will be doing our WrestleMania predictions.
Yes.
And that's it, people. That's the wrestling talk. We're going to talk about the stuff the big stuff we've been talking about. So let's just get it out of the way, because if anyone's watching on YouTube or any other platform, whether it be Twitter or the Facebook page, you see in the background Hell's Kitchen. So we're here to talk about Daredevil,
Yes.
Born Again Season 2, Episode 5 dropped last night. Episode 4 was the week prior, but Episode 5 is still fresh in our minds, and there was a lot of hype on this episode, and deservingly so. The week prior, Vanessa had a ricochet, what do you call it, like a diamond glass thing in her head.
Yep.
And that was like oh shit, I didn't see that coming, because Bullseye comes in. First of all, Bullseye owned that. That was the Bullseye episode.
That was the Bullseye episode.
Yeah, I think Wilson Bethel is he's so great. This is what I was saying about this show, about this season. I like the fact that everybody gets to eat. It's not just Daredevil. It's not just Kingpin. It's everybody. Everybody's gotten their own story. Like in this most recent episode, you got to see more about the British dude. What's his name?
Oh, everybody calls him British Weasley, but that's not it.
I forget his name.
Not Duke. What is it? Dang, it's escaping me. It's just a one-syllable word.
But yeah, it'll come to us. But he's good. He had a really good backstory in this. Michael Gandolfini, I thought he
great
showed
episode with him in it.
I thought he showed his range. Yeah, because there was a point in my head, I had that little nagging voice in my head. I'm like, this is a Daredevil show. Why aren't we getting more Daredevil? And then I'm like, you know what? No, I want more out of this world. It reminds me of Better Call Saul in a way, where it's just it's not just about Saul. It's about everybody. It's about Nacho. It's about Salamanca, again, who got his time to shine in Daredevil. It's about Mike. It's about Kim Wexler. We get more from this world. So they were great. But yeah, going back to the previous episode, that was the Bullseye episode, who had that opening in the diner where he just spits that straw into somebody's eye and just kills everybody to the tune of Billy Joel.
Which was freaking good.
That was dope. And then you get to the scene with the dog where he's like, dogs are so unsanitary.
I know, I laughed. I popped on that one.
I just love his voice, because he does a little bit of the over the top. I'm a villain, but I'm creepy, but I'm really not a villain guy.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, don't kill me. Don't worry. I'm one of the good guys. He throws the lobster at the dude's head and then paints the bullseye symbol and ketchup. So I thought he was great in the episode. And then the scene in the apartment where he can sense that somebody's in there, and he just takes the CD out. Which CDs, young people probably ask me, "What's a CD?" CDs are what us old people used to listen to.
Yes.
And then he just like takes it and chucks it at Daredevil, and Daredevil grabs it, and then just have that cool fight.
Yep.
And then Bullseye telling him, one good deed pretty much could wipe the slate, and he goes after Kingpin, and well, I think specifically he was going after Kingpin,
right?
And then what I thought was kind of foreboding, which I should have saw coming, was when Michael Gandolfini's character bought that like Kingpin. It said Born Again, New York Born Again, but like
a little
Kingpin
ornament type thing.
Yeah, and like it really, like for a second, it stopped the scene to kind of focus on him. Like I should have noticed that. But then Bullseye comes in, just starts laying waste to everybody. Well, the bad guys, he lets everyone else go, but the bad guys he goes after. And then he's about to chuck that sculpture at Kingpin, and then Vanessa shoots him on his side. And then, Kingpin, shields him from the belt. And everybody gets out, and then you just hear Wilson. And you just see that piece of thing sticking out of her head. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that gave me Walking Dead PTSD vibes where Rick and Carl's just like, Dad. It's like,
anytime someone says someone's name out of the shot and you turn around, it's like Bucky in Infinity War, Steve.
Yep.
And it's just like, oh, that's never a good sign. So it set the tone for this episode where you saw Vanessa looking like she was okay, and a lot of it was about setting up. To me, I got the impression, I'm like, is this like a deleted scene from the first season, or did they just de-age everybody?
It looked like they did a little bit of de-aging, from what I was like, that looks like de-aging. I was like, it's on my TV in 4K. It looks like de-aging.
It looked good. Like, I mean, the only thing that kind of looked out of pocket was, Charlie Cox's wig. Like,
I saw some comments on that.
Like, it wasn't like, this looks hokey. I'm like, okay, that's definitely de-aging, because that he's clearly wearing a wig. But yeah, we got to see our boy Foggy back. Yeah, we got to see why he is the way he is, why he's such a good dude. And then, there's the whole episode about how he's helping a childhood bully out. But in his mind, he's like, the guy never had a chance. He had a bad father. His mom died, so he never got the chance that we did. And, in a way, he was kind of setting up Matt for his future as Daredevil. It's just like, not everything's black and white. You gotta do your job. You can't go in there judging. And you also got to look at it. Yeah, you got to show mercy. And even Matt's like, oh, you're using Catholic guilt on me. So, and then that's what brought in the British dude in the past. Like, everything was in that first episode. Like the first ever episode of Daredevil from Netflix, they brought that back into Born Again and showed, hey, this is really happening. And which usually I don't like when shows do that, when they try to do the whole, hey, this really happened the whole time. And it's like, did it?
Kind of do like a not really a prequel, but kind of do like a backstory of a backstory type thing.
Right. It's like with Jake Gyllenhaal's character in Spider-Man, where it's like, I was really there the whole time when Tony was talking to everybody at MIT.
Right.
And I'm like, no, you
weren't.
You just shoehorn that in. But like in this case, they made it more believable because it was more not stuff in the background, but more stuff that was happening before other scenes. So that's what made more sense, where Wilson was on his way to an art gala because, his guy, Wesley, which they brought that actor back, was like, hey, I have a friend that works at the art gala. There's money in that. And Wilson's like, oh, I found her pretentious. And then,
oh, nice.
Which that sets up meeting him and Vanessa, where he's just staring at Vanessa like, And then the stuff going on with Matt and Foggy, where they're trying to get that guy out, where originally they wanted him to plead out, but he's like, you don't know who you're working for. Once I get into prison, I'm dead.
Right.
And, they were able to get him out on a technicality on a warrant, because I think the warrant had the wrong address. Where he's like, no, I remember where he lived. This is the wrong address. We can get him out. We can get him out like by tonight. And they did. And, Foggy takes all the money that they had in the Bible and gives it to him. Like, no, take that money and get out. Like, you have a chance. You have a second chance to get out of here. And he does. And And then Duke, I think his name is Duke, the British
Dude,
guy. He shows up
yep.
to the apartment and the guy's not there. So the episode kind of had a happy ending for one side.
Yeah.
But then you get to Vanessa, who comes out of her coma, and she's kind of a little slow. Like she's like, can I have a pineapple juice? And Wilson's like, you don't even like pineapple. It makes your lips tingle. And then he gets her a pineapple instead, and then he yells at a nurse, and she's like, "Why'd you yell at that girl? You almost made her cry." So I'm like, "Oh, something's up. Something's up. Something's
Yep.
up there." And then he asked her, or no, she asked him, "Tell the story about when we first met." And he tells her, and he goes, "Well," she goes, "Wilson, tell me the story of when we first met." And you're like, "Oh shit!" Like I thought short-term memory loss, but then she's like slurring her words a little bit, and then that's when she like full on seizes.
Yep.
And you just on captions it just says flatline, and I'm like, oh, yep, he's gonna, yep, he's gonna go full on fucking Kingpin.
Yeah. And I thought, I can always mispronounce his last name, Vincent D'Onofrio. I thought this was the most human he has played in an episode. They really tore at his most, like, this is like probably the first person he has loved, probably since his mother when he was a child.
Yeah.
And you just see those layers kind of strip away when she first wakes up, and he's just like, and you just see like the tears start to form. He's just like, I thought I was gonna get to see you again. Like he's not one to say is like, I thought you were gone, and he just like he starts being more of a real like a loving husband, a loving, caring human being in that 10 to 15 minutes, and then when the ending happened, you just see him break. And not gonna lie, I was like, oh shit. I was like, seeing him kind of like break down. I was like, I was sitting there like got a little choked up. I was like, oh my god. I was like, man, this guy's showing some real range and some real emotions here. And then I was just, and then a quick second later, I was like, I was like, he ain't gonna be like this next episode.
No.
I was like, he gonna be so mad.
We got 3 more episodes after this.
Yeah, I kind of foresaw in the beginning how this episode was gonna go when you got the whole ocean scene. I was like, okay, I was like, I kind of know how this is gonna go, just because she was remembering like probably one of the happiest moments of them together, and then transitions to her being in a coma with the bandage around her head. I'm like, okay, this is gonna kind of build to that ending. And I love how the ending too ends with the ocean sounds when it went to black. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was good.
It reminded me of last season with when White Tiger was killed, and it ends with like the sound of like that whistling sound he was making. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, if you go to Puerto Rico, like the sounds of the frogs, whistling, and then it just has that whistling. I'm like, oh, come on, like, why are you hurting me even more? But yeah, I did like how that ended, where I like when shows do that, where it's just like, but we're just gonna have it play out even more in the credits. So I really did like that. I thought this was a great episode. Like you said, this is the most human we've seen Wilson Fisk, because he's different than a Homelander, where Homelander, like, he's a tragic character to a sense, but he's straight up just like, he's a psycho. He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
But Vincent D'Onofrio plays him as just a very broken man. Like, he's someone that could have been a good person, but he grew up in an abusive household. His dad was a piece of shit. His mom was the only person that ever really believed in him and treated him like a human being. But he also knew, like, in his dad's ear, like, you could be a king, and he acted like a king, and he did what he had to do, which was not good. He's definitely a great heel, because what makes a great heel is that you believe them, you believe what they're saying. And it helps that you have an actor in Vincent D'Onofrio, who I forgot he's been around this long, because I was watching one of those like videos where it's like actors review their most iconic roles, and he came out in Full Metal Jacket. That's like in the early 80s, late
Yeah,
70s. Yeah.
early 80s, I believe.
And he's always had that creepy stare of like in Full Metal Jacket. There's a scene where he's like staring at, was it Army, not, what's his name, the actor who played the sergeant.
Oh, Arn, was his name Arnie?
I almost said Army Hammer, but that's a different.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Where like he's talking and then the camera closes in on Vincent D'Onofrio just staring at him like, and then Stanley Kubrick talked to him and he's like, hey, you know that stare you did in that one scene? I want you to do it again, but this time, like, don't poke your chin up, just like staring to the camera with your eyes. And then there's a shot of Vincent D'Onofrio just like, I can't do it obviously, but like he was like, I got that Stanley Kubrick shot that Jack Nicholson got in The Shining, and Malcolm McDowell got in what's the movie?
Oh, shoot, it's right there.
Shaheen's watching this like, it's called this, bro.
It's like right there.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, there you go.
So like, yeah, Vincent to me is like, it's weird. He's been around for so long and almost feels like he's underrated. Because
yeah, and I think, I mean, Colin Farrell deserved all the props last year for Penguin. I think Vincent should get at least some Emmy nominations for this, because he's really has shown his range of being purely diabolical Kingpin, and also can be this loving, caring husband that it takes a lot to shed those layers, but he's only going to share it with that one or two individuals. And one of those was Vanessa, and now she's gone. He's going to close up, and it's going to be Kingpin all the fucking way into season 3, which I know Mr. Luke Cage kind of spoiled something for everybody.
Yeah,
Which granted, I kind of, based on what the Spider-Man trailer showed us, I kind of had a hint we may have been leading this way.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to Spider-Man a little bit later. But yeah, I think Vincent needs some Emmy love. Also, too, I know you talked to him briefly. I think Gandolfini really showed. Because I was really worried about BB in this episode. I'm not gonna lie.
That one scene where like he's talking to Duke, and he's just like, I didn't do anything, and like they're going towards the trunk, and he has like the saw and the shovel, and I saw, and that came on the trailer. He was like opening the trunk. He goes, "Soul, a shovel," and I'm just like, "Who's in the trunk?" And my whole thing is it BB? It kind of sounds like BB. And then when Michael Gandolfini gets that line, he's like, "I'll do anything." I'm like, and then you open the trunk. I'm like, "Oh, it's not BB." Like, yeah, that's just the guy. That's just the guy that was killed last week.
But. Yeah, one little scene that I really loved is when Duke goes into like the grocery store, whatever, to get the supplies, like an Ace Hardware or something, and you just see him, and he turns on the car for a second. He kind of pounds the steering wheel, and you just see his lip quiver.
That was great.
Just a little bit, and he's thinking like, I'm in some horrible shit right now. It's like, am I gonna die, or is somebody I know gonna die? Is like, and from my perspective, it's like, should I tell on BB? Type of scenario, or he's like, am I gonna keep it to the chest? If I die, it's whatever. But I thought that was a lot of really good mental playthrough in that little bit of scene, because you can tell he was starting to break a little bit.
Yeah, it's safe to say last night was very anxiety induced.
Yeah,
from different formulas.
From not being that action packed anxiety, but from more of an emotional standpoint.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff we want to see. I mean, because we do love action, but it's just like we want to care about these characters. I think what made Wonder Man so good, was that it felt more like a character piece and less of a superhero show.
Yeah,
and we got the superhero stuff later, but it was more. We were more invested in the characters.
Yeah, definitely more grounded.
And that's kind of what we want from Marvel. Because for a while it's like we got enough of the action. We want more character stuff. Like we want something different, and they're giving us different stuff, and it's working so far. Marvel seems like they're going back to form with more street level, character studies. I'm digging it. We're all
Yeah,
digging it. It's working.
yeah, it's definitely working. I mean, from what I hear, it's not going to stop from here. It's just going to keep being more emotional. More. We got our girl coming back next week,
Mm.
so
Jessica Jones will be coming back next week.
yes,
Um, and like you mentioned, a certain man from Harlem spoiled something that more than likely will be happening at the end of this season, which preludes in the next season, which they're already about to. I think, yeah, they're already filming
yeah,
season
they're already
3.
filming right now. Yeah,
With a certain man with a certain man with a fist of iron, which they may or may not be breaking out a certain lawyer from Hell's Kitchen out of jail, which
yep.
might prelude into a brand new day with a man named Peter.
Which did you hear about the theater chain that could have posted a spoiler about Spider-Man? And I don't know if I fully believe it or not.
I didn't.
I can't remember what. I don't know if it was Cinemark or who, but
Yeah. I
they
now
said.
now I know.
You want me to say it?
No, no. I already know what it is. Go ahead.
Okay. They're saying that Brandon Day is post Doomsday.
I can believe that.
And I'm just like, well, that's interesting. I was like, I wonder if they'll address that in the movie or if they'll kind of leave it kind of lingering out there.
I can believe that because, like, obviously there's going to be a post-credit scene or whatever, or it's going to be a post-credit scene leading into Doomsday. Because, like, Spider-Man, what makes it work is that it feels like it's its own thing. I mean, obviously it's done by Sony, but like it's its own thing. And yes, there are characters and stuff, that have to do with the MCU, but like this is Peter's world. Like Peter needs to deal with his own problems. And so I can imagine there might be some like stuff you look in the background of like someone on the news is talking about like, hey, the spaceship from outer space with the number 4 landed in landed in Manhattan or whatever the fuck. Like there's obviously going to be some mention of it, but for the most part, it's going to feel like a story about Peter, Peter's story. And obviously we're going to get a post-credit scene leading into Doomsday, which I don't think he'll be in Doomsday. I don't think Spider-Man will be in Doomsday. I think they're going to save that for Secret Wars.
Yeah, that's what I think, which could get the symbiote.
Which I know Sadie Sink is supposed to be in Secret Wars.
Yep.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
But that's Daredevil Born Again, people. So what else? Oh, last week a trailer dropped for the Punisher One Last Kill, which will be a one-shot special. Will be an hour long, so it'll be the longest special that they've done out of all their other specials.
It's one shot, so it's going to seem like a continuous. Oh, I didn't.
Well, no, I didn't mean to say one shot. I guess just like I mean that'd be dope. That'd be fucking dope because anyone that knows me knows I'm a sucker for one shots. But no, I meant because like they called like those like little specials that they would have on the DVDs. One shot. Yeah. So I meant to say just like 1 hour special.
Gotcha.
Which is longer than Werewolf by Night or the Guardian special. But yeah, Punisher One Last Kill, which again, different. We want different. Everything needs to look and smell different. The only thing is we need to get the impression of like this is the same guy who's going to be in this other thing. And I know John Bernthal, that was kind of his thing of just like I want to make my Punisher, my Frank Castle, feel like the same guy who's going to come from the Punisher one, special. And I think they could. I can imagine there's going to be like a post-mid scene where it leads into Brand New Day, or maybe that's how the special ends of it leading into Brand New Day. But not a lot coming out of this trailer, which is good because I obviously don't want everything told to me.
Yeah,
it's just Frank really dipping into that PTSD thing about him, where you hear
that what a lot of the trailer really was focusing on is like this boy is dealing with some issues.
Oh yeah. And then you hear Jason Moore from the Punisher TV show talking to him, which I get the impression that he's dead because you just hear his voice and then you're seeing his face and then it like fades away. I'm like, oh, is he dead? So, and then you're hearing someone talk and you're hearing like, when I die, where am I going? I already know where you're going, Punisher, Frank, you're fucking dead. And then you just see like fire coming beneath, his legs. I'm like, is that Jason Moore talking or is that Barracuda talking?
Right.
Which I know Barracuda's not in this. I know it's Moncanucci, but and then you just see Punisher do his like you see John Bernthal do his traditional like yelling thing and crashing through the door, and then there's like this little girl who's being kidnapped, and you see him going after the guy with a baseball bat. So again, I like the fact that they're not giving us too much. Granted, it's an hour,
Right.
My only caveat, and it's like small, is like, why is it called One Last Kill? Like, is he not going to kill anyone after this, or what are we doing?
Which, when I saw the title, I was like, well, if he starts becoming friends with Spider-Man, what does Spider-Man not do or try not to do?
Kill.
Could this mean Frank's trying to turn a new leaf after this 1 hour special? And because when he hits Spider-Man in the trailer, he hits him with like the bags or something where it's not real bullets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if at the end of this something happens where he's like, all right, maybe killing everybody isn't the answer.
Yeah.
And then that's where he'll start tying in a Brand New Day. Because obviously it looks like, again, the trailer doesn't show much, which I'm glad. I want to go in blind, not knowing every Tom, Dick, and Harry that's happening. But obviously there's chaos in the streets, which is probably the fallout of what's going to happen in season 2, which I have my thoughts on what's going to happen, which I'm excited for, because if what I hope for at the end of season 2 goes in fruition, then that's going to lead into Punisher, and then that's going to lead into Brand New Day about who's trying to take over New York now.
No, I mean that kind of seems like the way to go because of what happened at the end of Born Again season 1, where they had that post credit where Punisher is in the cage, and then he breaks that guy's arm and then he escapes. So, another thing is like the passage of time, because in this in the special he has a full on beard. So that's my only thing is just like how long has it been? Like it's been like maybe a year or a few months. And then you see in Brand New Day, he shaved the beard.
Right.
I always find it kind of funny when you see John Bernthal with like this like scraggly hair and beard, and then he's able to find time to get that perfect fade. His hair. He's like, I'm about to kill some bitches, but before I do,
let me fix this.
Give me that fade, yo. So again, not a lot to go off by this trailer. It's just like, why is it One Last Kill? Like, is it like One Last Kill as in this is like the final person on his list? Because I know he has like a list of people he's going after. And yeah, it just, I mentioned before when we talked about the Brand New Day trailer of like, obviously you're going to get PG-13 watered down Punisher, but you can still get that intensity from John Bernthal. Like I was mentioning before, with RJ, where I mentioned like maybe there can be some scenes where like Frank's about to kill someone and the camera pans over to Spider-Man trying to stop him. You just hear,
and then that's it.
There can be that, that thing with him and Peter where it's just like kind of like with Daredevil, but Daredevil doesn't kill, but Daredevil still will beat the shit out of somebody. Peter doesn't really want to hurt anyone. He, just wants to talk shit and just put people in webs. I mean, that happened in No Way Home where like he almost crossed that line of beating the shit out of, Green Goblin. And then, other Peter comes in and just stops him like, mm-mm. Like he says a lot without saying anything. He speaks with his eyes. So that can be that thing of just like Peter doesn't want to cross that line because he almost did. Punisher.
Did he technically kill Mysterio? Or is Mysterio still out there? That's another segue. We don't know where Mysterio's at.
I mean, he's the master of illusion.
Yeah.
He can show up anywhere. But yeah, we all know Frank isn't going to be the guy that stops him. Frank's going to be the guy like, do it. I hit them and they stay down. You hit them and they get right back up. So obviously I'm looking forward to both. I'm looking forward to One Last Kill. It's going to come out a week after Daredevil ends.
Yes.
It's going to be on May 12th. And then obviously 2 months later, we got Brand New Day. So we have a lot to look forward to for the rest of the year.
Oh,
so
it's going to be nice.
The boys. The boys. I know you said before you haven't been keeping up. I'll just give like a quick run through because I know we have a lot to talk about with very little time. The Boys season 5, the last season of The Boys. So far, it's great. I'm really enjoying it. It's great to see Anthony Starr kill it. He is just, again, him as Homelander. It's like, how has he not got nominated for an Emmy? He is just that good in the role. He's terrifying. He's unpredictable. You always worry about anyone that has to share a scene with them because you're like,
Right.
oh God, please don't kill this person. I know they might be fucked up, but don't kill them.
Right.
Everybody's great. Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy, I think he's wonderful. Jensen Ackles, seen him get more work out of Supernatural. I think he's probably a bigger asshole than Homelander. But at the same time, some things he says kind of make sense, even though he's a bigot.
He's a charming asshole.
He's a charming bigot. That's the best way to put it, because he says a lot of like racist joke. Like, I think that's what makes the worst kind of racist, is that they don't need to go around saying the N-word to be racist. They just need to have this personality about them where it's like, I'm better than you because I'm white, because of my white privilege. You're just trash. Like, that's what makes them really a racist, and that's what makes it work. But again, it's Jensen Ackles. He's charming. He makes it work. He always chooses the scenery in anything he's in. And everybody else, obviously, Carl Urban is one of those things of just like, I know you're an asshole. I know you would sell anyone out for a second, but I'm trying to believe you.
Right.
He fits, Butcher to a T.
Now, I don't want, because I've dipped my toes in the comics a bit. Is he still is he more gray area when it comes to babyface heel?
He's definitely gray area.
Okay.
He's definitely someone who's just like, I'm not a bad guy, but I'm not a good guy. I have my own agenda.
Okay. Because I know how the book ends, so I'm just wondering if they're going to go that route or not.
He does a lot of things where he screws over a lot of people, even his friends.
Yeah.
And even you said you only watched season 2, right?
I got about 2 to 3. Like I said, season 2 came out during COVID, so a lot of real life shit was going around during that time. So I just put it on the back burner. I plan on, my mental note is, once this season's over with, I'm just gonna go binge hard on it. That way I can just go through it, and then just finish it. That's what I do on several. If I get behind on a show, I'll just wait till this ends and then I'll watch it through.
All right. So yeah, basically a lot of shit's happened since 2 that I don't want to spoil. So I'm just going to keep things a little vague as possible because I want you to enjoy it on your own. But Butcher very much screws over a lot of people. Like, you get his grief because, he lost his wife. Homelander raped his wife, and, yeah. So you get his grief, but like, he very much is like, I have my own agenda. If I have to sell you out, if you get in my way, I'm going to have to get you out of my way. Jack Quaid, I think, is great. I think this is probably the best he's been as Huey, because he's very likable as Huey. Like, he has that. He's always had that innocence about him, but he's just always had that personality of like, you're kind of a pussy. Like, you need to man up. Like, I'm not a tough guy at all, but it's like, dude, you live in this world already. You need to man up. And this season is where he really kind of like hardens up a little bit. And everybody else is great. Laz Alonso as Mother's Milk. I think he's very much the conscience of the whole show. Like, he's the conscience, the Butcher. And what's her name as Starlight? I think Erin Moriarty. I think is her name. I think she's really good. Feel terrible for her because, like, people make fun of her looks, and she was on that show with David Desmalchin, the Coffin Show.
Oh yeah.
Where she talked about that she has like an autoimmune disease, and that's why her face looks the way she does.
Yeah.
And like, I never made fun of her looks. Like, I was just like, what's with the plastic surgery? But like, I never like went hard on it because look at what happened to Chadwick Boseman. Like, people made fun of his looks, like I think a month up until he passed away. And it's just like, I don't want to make fun. I never want to make fun of someone.
Yeah, because you don't know what they're going through.
Right. So she talked about her. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to digress on something, but let's keep on track.
Yeah, we don't know what someone's going through. So, like, I used to be the kind of guy who would talk shit, and I'm just like, I don't know what people are going through. I'm not going to make fun of their looks. For all I know, they have a medical thing, and in this case, she has a medical thing. So, yeah, Boys season 5. I forget how many episodes have dropped. Like 3 episodes. Yeah, 3 episodes. We got 5 more to go, and it's going to be a doozy, from what I hear,
Yeah,
people.
yeah. From what I've read, and I know the creator, because I think the creator did Supernatural as well,
Yeah, Eric
Kripke.
Kripke. Mhm.
Because that's why he's bringing in Sam and um,
Castillo.
Castiel. Yes, yes. I was drawing a blank there. I was like, dude, I've watched Supernatural 1 through 15 like 2 or 3 times,
Yep.
which is no easy task.
No, it isn't.
But worth it.
Love it.
And he stayed out saying, he's like, a lot of shows won't kill off their characters. I mean, Walking Dead's one of those instances where they kept a lot of people alive, but he said this ain't gonna be that show. He
No,
said,
I like when creators can just have balls and be like, we're going to commit, because my whole thing is like, if you're not going to commit to it, then just don't do it. Like that was
right,
my thing with like Stranger Things, where it's like they kept adding more and more characters, and it's just like eventually you're going to need to do something with these characters, because you're losing time for other characters. Like in
yep,
this final season, nobody died. Like the only person who
yeah,
died was Vecna, and yeah, obviously because he's the villain, but like nobody died. Like there's an episode where Steve like is falling off, and then the I guess the show goes to black, and then it shows like Jonathan grabbing him. I'm like obviously I love Steve, but it's like commit to it or don't.
they
Like
probably don't want to get the backlash like Walking Dead did.
yeah,
Killing
because
off
Walking Dead
characters.
was killing people. They didn't give a fuck, and then after Glenn, they're like, oh, you can't kill anybody.
Yeah, like he's too good. We love him. Why'd you do that? Did you read the
Even
book?
with
No.
Rick, where he died, but he didn't really die.
Right.
And then they're like, let's give Negan and Maggie a show for some reason. Let's do a Carl and Carol show, or not Carl, Daryl
Daryl.
and Carol show. So it's like okay, but yeah, I do like when creators are just like we need to do something big, because not everyone's making it out alive. And from what I heard, episode 7 is when
It's all
is
going to go down.
probably a lot of people are going to get pissed off. So I mean, the first episode, or I don't want to spoil anything. You haven't watched it, but no, the 7th episode, he pretty much said like, not everyone's making it out alive. And
Well, good.
I do, and also you brought it up, like Jared Padalecki will be coming out as a soup named Mr. Marathon, which he said at a recent convention. So he's going to get a moment with Jensen, and of course Misha's coming out. But yeah, pretty much everyone from Supernatural's come out on the show.
Which is cool to see.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan came out last season.
And then
Bobby
Bobber.
who played the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Who is it? The character who played Jack, who ended up being God.
Oh yes.
He came out in Gen V.
Oh really?
And then
okay.
Chuck came out last season as I'm just gonna say a very disgusting character. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Neat.
And then A Train's brother, he was in Supernatural as well.
Oh, that's cool.
The only actors who haven't came out are Ruby, the blonde Ruby, who I would love to see in that because I think she's awesome. And who else? Who are some other important Supernatural characters? Pretty much, I think everyone from
the guy,
Crowley.
Crowley, and the guy who played Satan, who was in Dexter.
Mark Pellegrino or something.
Yeah. He's a good actor.
Okay, so it's pretty much a rated R Supernatural, but they have superpowers,
Right.
so why not? But anyways, that's The Boys, final season. Speaking of Prime, since we're on the Prime train, Invincible, or I wish I had that clip playing of me going Invincible. Unpopular opinion, I think I like Invincible more than The Boys, because
It definitely has been keeping my attention. I mean, could be that it's an adult cartoon and they really can do more, I think, when it's animated than you can when it's live action.
Yeah.
Excuse me, you can get away with more stuff.
Yeah, I think there's more heart and there's more consequences and there's better writing. As much as I love The Boys, for the most part, it's satire. it's satire and it's, you know, a lot of dick jokes. Like there's stuff that happened this season where even I had to throw my hands up and go, come on, why does that have to be a thing? Like if I were a character in that universe, I'm like, why does everybody in this universe have to be fucking gross? Like, and I'm not like a prude or anything, but even sometimes I have to draw the line. Invincible, they very much like they have a way of blending in heart with hard R of violence, and they somehow make it work. Like they don't do what The Boys does, and like sometimes it feels like they stop a scene to really show you the violence. Whereas Invincible, there's stuff in there that kind of makes me like go, oh shit, and it's animated.
Yeah,
you know, and I love the sound effects of like, you know, flesh being ripped apart and people getting punched to where you're like, ooh, because everybody gets it on this show. Like when I watched the first season, I didn't know what to expect because I never heard of Invincible, and I just watched the first episode and I go, oh, this is a really heartwarming father and son. Oh my god!
And the last 5 minutes, you're like, oh no.
like I rarely get shocked when that happened. I was like, I need to watch more. I need to know what the fuck's going on. And Omni-Man, I think, has a better redemption story than like what you would do with a Homelander, because Homelander's not going back, because Homelander doesn't give a fuck. Omni-Man gives a fuck because, you know, he was sent to Earth, you know,
to purpose,
and eventually he fell in love with a woman named Debbie, and they had a son named Mark. And for a while, it's like Omni-Man kind of reminds me of Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, because he very much has that. He had that purpose of like, I was meant for bigger things. I was meant to be the most powerful being in the universe, and then I came to Earth and I had a family. And for a second, I thought living on Earth wasn't that bad. And then I realized I have the mission. And okay, the first question: have you been up to date with this season?
Yes.
Okay, so there's that very almost cringe-inducing scene where Omni-Man's like, "I'm going to talk to Debbie." I'm like the other characters. I'm like, dude, don't do it.
Don't.
This is going to be terrible. And then he knocks on the door and walks away, and you see Debbie open the door, and you see her silhouette standing there like a horror movie character. I'm like, And you know what's funny? Like, I saw like a psychiatrist break down the scene. I thought it was interesting because the whole time, you know, Nolan's talking, she's like, this is a terrible apology because you're making it about you. And even Mark tells, you know, Nolan, is this apology for her or is this for you? And, you know, he's like telling Debbie everything, and Debbie just has her back turned. And then finally there's that one line where he's like, I'll do everything in my power to repair it. And she's like, repair? And she's just going in on him. And even I'm like, you know, she's just going at Nolan, and deservingly so, because it's like mass genocide is not an I'm sorry.
Right.
That's something you can't come back from. Like, ever. I don't care who you are. Like, I know there's a lot of shows that try to do the whole, you know, oh, this guy's sorry, he made some mistakes. I'm like, but he killed a bunch of people.
Right.
That's not something you can come back from. In this case, it was like, I don't care. I don't care what you're apologizing for. I don't care if you're a good guy again. Fuck you. You know, you killed a bunch of people. You almost killed our son. You know, everybody has nightmares about you. When they go to sleep, they just see your face. And I don't care who you are. Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my house. And then she's like punching him, and she doesn't even care that he has brass body. And she fucks up her hand. And I'm getting emotional watching this because, like, she's not even crying. She's wailing. Yeah. You know, how
she's letting all that hurt out.
You know, there's even that kind of cool thing where it's showing, what's her name? Margaret Cho? That's her name?
Yes.
Where it's showing her.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Where it's showing her do the voice work, and it's showing the animation, and you're just seeing her act. Like, you're seeing her, like, almost like punch air. And I'm like, ooh. Like, this is pretty cool. I like it. So I thought that was some good shit. And also the scene with him and the Mark Hamill's character, where he's pretty much trying to apologize to him, but Mark Hamill's like he's being less mean about it, but he's more just like, I don't buy it.
Yeah, like, you know, what's your agenda?
Like when he tells him, I'm sorry, man, he goes, like he doesn't give a response. He just goes, And
Mhm.
then when he's like, hey, maybe when I come back, you can fix my suit. And then that's when he has to go, yeah, I closed your account, dude. And he's like, why? Did I have like an overdue a balance or something? No, it's just I only make suits for heroes. And he's like, oh, and then he flies away. And then there's that great scene of him just going, it's like, shit, that could have went south.
No, he's like, I so could have died right there.
Like, I thought that was great. That's what I love about this show is that, going back to what I said previously, is like, there's really no heroes. There's no heroes and there's no villain. There are heroes, but like, going back to last season with Cecil, where he's like telling Mark, he's like, I can't trust you. Like, I don't know if you're like, you can just have a tantrum and you'll destroy a whole city.
Yeah.
So I
It's like
can't trust that.
they're very much more. It's probably much how it'd probably be in real life. Very
Mm-hmm.
flawed. I mean, they're not going to be anywhere near what Spider-Man, Captain America would be like. I mean, it would take a very noble person to be like that. Where you have something like this, where you have Mark, pretty much a young man.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have all those emotions. He's going to have all that anger, especially towards his father and just with everyday life, with and he's going to express that. And when you have powers, that's going to go very, very wrong. Um, so and I think that's why Invincible has held my attention too, because it's very much page to screen. Like it doesn't have a lot of that filler that like a live action show is going to have. It very
Right.
much, it's like instead of reading it, you're watching it.
Right. I mean, it does have some filler. I mean, there's the episode where he went to
Yeah.
Hell, and
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell was the devil, which it was one of those things. I'm like, hey, it's Bruce Campbell. It's good to see him, or good to hear him. Yeah, I mean, they do have some filler episodes, but like, I guess only small caveats, not enough
Yeah.
to make me hate them. It's more just like, some episodes are maybe better than others. Some animation looks a little chippy here. But going back to what you said, I think Invincible holds my attention a little better because there are times where I don't know what to expect, and when those big moments happen, I'm like, "Fuck!" Like, holy shit! Like, was it the episode prior where like Mark is fighting Conquest,
Yes.
and the whole time he has his hands around his throat, like, I'm not letting you go. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not letting you go again. And then Conquest full on just whips his fucking guts out. And I was stuck like in one position the whole time, frozen, like he's just pulling his guts out. And like Steven Yeun does a great job of just like these sound effects of just like the sound, what someone would sound like. And he's like,
You're like, no.
And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Like,
and the Conquest is just like pulling his guts out, and Mark just doesn't want to let go. He's like, I'm not letting you go. And then eventually you just see him die. You just see a Conquest like eyes turn red and turn the back of his head. And then that's when Invincible finally lets go, and he's like, help. I'm like, what the fuck? Holy fuck. And then, the next episode, he heals because he's, half Viltrumite, but it takes him a lot longer. So you get to see some good bonding between Nolan and his son Oliver. Which I liked. I like that. I like that of Oliver. For him, it's quicker to forgive Nolan, but he was still angry at him. He's like, I heard what you said about my mom. You said my mom was a mistake. Or you said my mom was a mistake. Was I a mistake too? So it preludes into the most recent episode, which what happened was like I fell asleep early and then I woke up at 2. So I was like, oh, just in time for The Boys and Invincible. So I watched both episodes. And last night's episode, or I guess this morning's episode, was like, that was just fucking insane bananas. Like, that's not even a sentence. Like, that's how insane it was. I had to think of a sentence. You got to see the origin of Thrag, who's voiced by Lee Pace.
Yep.
Who's great in this. And you see him take over as the leader of the Viltrumites, where he's telling everybody, listen, we have a traitor in our midst. So either do something about it or I will. And like that whole scene of like everybody on Viltrum just killing each other. And it literally rains blood.
Great
and
scene.
you just see Thrag go to his throne like nothing, and then he comes out and like everybody's dead except for Conquest and Nolan and a few other people, and he's just like, that's a price to pay. Like this is a brand new Viltrum, and um, cuts to the fight between Conquest and everybody else,
Yep.
and spoilers for anyone who doesn't want to listen, back out now if you want, but like ends with what looks like Oliver, got his arm and his jaw ripped off, like
Right.
fucking hell. And then what's his name? Optimus Prime,
Oh yeah,
who just
shoot.
full on gets his fucking head chopped off.
Yep.
Like it's not even just like we're gonna make you watch this. It's Thrag just going, you destroyed my planet, fuck you, and then chops his head off. Like, well, fuck.
Like, what else is gonna happen?
Jesus Christ. And then he just beats the ever living dog shit out of Nolan and Mark. He drives his arm through Nolan's stomach, and you just see his guts come out. And then he's almost about to fucking do the same thing to Mark, like smash his eyes out, and then realizes we're one of few. We can't kill any more, Viltrumites, so we're just gonna let this go. So him and I think like the 2 or 3 other Viltrums leave, and then Alan the alien, who's now in charge of the planet that I'm just gonna call him Optimus Prime. I think his name is Thaddeus, Atheus, or something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah.
He's the new leader of that planet, and was able to nurse Nolan and Mark back to health. And you just see Oliver Pod, and they can't find the other Viltrums. And then Mark realizes they're going back to Earth.
Yeah.
So episode 8,
it's gonna go nuts.
Insane bananas. So, I love this season because each season it almost feels like it's topping the other.
Yeah.
I enjoyed season 1 probably more for a multitude of reasons, maybe obvious reasons. I like the fact that they're making sure these seasons come out yearly and not just because like the first season came out in 2020, and then we didn't hear anything for a few years, and then the second season got chopped into 2 parts. Where I'm like, why? I think they realized that was stupid, and they were like, let's just have this come out yearly.
Yeah, but think it, because that's one thing that again holds your attention. You're like, oh man, last season was just not that long ago. Now we're ramping back up, so they're not doing the Stranger Things bit where like, oh, we're gonna come out the season once every 4 or 5 years. So I like it.
No, I love it. I mean, with animation, it's easy.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just go in there and just say your lines. I mean, obviously you got to act because the acting in this animation is really, really good. And yeah, episode 8. That's all I gotta say. Episode 8 is gonna be awesome. All right. So you wanted to do an hour 15. We're already at an hour 13.
Yeah, let's. I mean, if you don't mind, I just want to highlight because we did have CinemaCon this weekend. So I just took down a few notes of stuff that I'm excited about. And then at the end, if you want to highlight anything that I left off,
yeah,
I'll just run through these real quick. Just stuff that I got really excited, and that's gonna really dip my toes into my deeper wallet pockets when these movies come out.
Mm-hmm.
So first, so CinemaCon is like one of the. It's basically the directors, producers go to like the theater execs, right? Say like, this is why. For anybody who doesn't know what CinemaCon is, and they pretty much say, hey, this is why you need to promote this movie and have this movie in your theaters. Am I mistaken?
No, you got it.
That's why it's a closed event. So that's why you don't see people with like. Some people get away with it, like showing pictures of the scenes or trailers that they show, and they have special events and special screenings. So, Zach Kreger was there, and they showed which I think the trailer drops tomorrow for the public. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I read that a couple times. I'm hoping, but so Kreger was there to talk about Resident Evil, which, from my understanding, it's going to be 90 minutes long. It's going to be like, from what people, again, this is what people who've watched it, it's like a horror Fury Road, nonstop. It's going to be point A to point B, and that's it's going to be have a lot of lore from the Resident Evil games. Doesn't necessarily Kreger said it doesn't have any of the characters from the games, but it's going to have
Huh.
a lot of lore that the fans are going to recognize. And the main lead, I can't remember his name, but he played the junkie in Weapons.
Oh,
Um,
why am I forgetting names today? he was
Same.
was it Jane? Keep talking. I want to look up his name.
But he's the protagonist. He basically gets something from Umbrella, and he has to take it to like a medical facility. So basically, he point A to point B. He's trying to call. I guess like this is what I've heard about the trailer. Is he's trying to get a hold of his girlfriend, saying, "Hey, shit's going down." And and what's cool is like Kreger is adding aspects of the game. So they're saying it's going to be a gore fest, creatures popping left and right. He's going to be put in situations where he's going to try to find his way out of buildings. He's going to have inventory counts, just like the game. So he's like, oh shit, I can't carry all this. What am I going to do? Fuck, I'm going to leave I don't need these bandages, or I don't know how he's going to do it in the movie, but it's basically going to be nonstop. It's going to be a ride. Like, basically, when the movie starts, this is it. So I'm excited about that.
Austin Abrams, that's his name.
There you go.
I'm definitely hyped for that too, because if there's anyone that can make it work, it's Zach Kreger. I mean, so far he's 2 for 2 of movies that both of his movies ended up on my top 10 when they came out. I know Barbarian ended up in my top 10, and Weapons, I think, was like my second favorite movie of the year. So I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Hold on. I see Rams fan.
Oh, hello, Rams fan. Welcome.
Rams fan. I'm gonna say it like John Draper. Rams fan.
Rams fan. But anyway, it's already getting very positive test screening, so I'm excited about Resident Evil. Another thing that dropped, and it dropped yesterday. Our big baddie, Godzilla! Minus Zero is coming out later this year. They dropped the trailer. Love the trailer. Again, they don't show you much. The main male and female leads are back. I think this takes place 4 years after the first film. Mm-hmm. Godzilla's grown. He's going to be facing off against another baddie. Rumor is Ghidorah. Don't know that for sure. We'll see. The CGI looks fucking amazing, just like the first film. And Godzilla's going to make a little trip to New York. So again, it's like legit, like a minute 10 teaser.
That's all we needed. That's all we needed. As soon as I saw him going to Statue of Liberty, like, what's up, bitch? What the fuck your place up?
I'm excited. I mean, they showed little visuals of like airplanes through the air, buildings floating for some god awful reason. I don't know. I'm excited. I was like, let's go. So yeah, we got Godzilla. Anything you want to add real quick to that one?
That I'm just as excited about it as you are, because Godzilla -1, I think it was like my favorite film of the year.
It was so good
when it came out. Or when did Godzilla -1 come out?
2 years ago.
So 2024.
That sounds about right. Because they won the Oscar.
Oh yeah, they won a VFX award, which is like Godzilla won an Oscar. But yeah, I'm hyped for it. November can't come soon enough.
Quick note: I don't think they showed any footage, or if they did, they kept it hush hush. But the big rumor going around about Avengers Doomsday is that it's going to go hard. A lot of deaths, and that's the main. We may get what was the Star Wars movie where Vader finally turns? Revenge of the Sith, where Doom may take out some kiddos. So that's the big rumor going around, is like, this is going to be kill, kill, kill. Like, you're going to see somebody, they're going to bring back, and you're like, yay! And then, oh, yay! Oh.
You know what that reminds me of? Have you seen Little Nicky?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The scene where like he brings out Henry Winkler. He's like, here's a dear sweet dear sweet man named Henry Winkler. Now he's gonna be covered in bees. That's what that reminds me of like, hey, you like this guy? You like this girl? Look at them. They're awesome, right? Now I'm gonna kill them.
Yeah,
There's nothing you can do about it because you're just gonna pay more money for shit.
And they did say they did do either a test screening or a test scenes, but people are saying that this is possibly as good as Infinity War and Endgame, possibly better. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to note that because that's going to be a hard beat. But from all soundings on the interwebs, is Doomsday is building up. They have so much money into this. I think they said 200 million in it. I know they're going to spend 300 million on advertising and
the
everything.
talk is that it's 400 million.
Good
budget,
God.
which I think it's going to make its money back. It's going to make it billion. So two things. Allegedly, they might be moving up the release date because they want more IMAX screenings, and because they're coming out the same day as Dune. Dune is taking up all the IMAX screenings. So they might just move up the release date to maybe like a week or two prior. Which I'm not going to complain. If I can get Doomsday early, I will be happy.
Yes.
Another thing is that you mentioned that we might be getting a Resident Evil trailer tomorrow, but there's talk about there being another trailer tomorrow, and that would be Doom.
We might have to do another episode soon if that happens.
I'll be doing a surprise episode.
Yes.
So Rams fan, he's commenting from X. He says, "Do you guys ever catch anniversary screenings at your theaters?"
Not really, because whenever something does come, I generally have it on Blu-ray or 4K as is, and I just don't feel like plucking down the money for something that I own.
Right.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I know that they do that big around my area during the summertime, especially to get people to come throughout the week. But no, I don't really go to it because, again, majority of the time I already own it, so I don't why spend the money.
Agreed. I mean, I think it's like that nostalgia thing of just like, oh, we can watch this in theaters because like we saw Spider-Man 2 like last month or the month before, because it was like, oh, it's coming out in theaters or they're re-releasing in theaters, and it's just like, oh, let me buy tickets. So that was one of those things which just like it was just fun to go and just enjoy in theaters, and it was actually the director's cut.
Oh, nice.
Because there's a scene in 2 where J. Jonah Jameson, he's in the costume and he just starts like goofing around, like he has the cigar. He's like, and Betty, didn't know that, and Betty's a hardcore Spider-Man fan, and she's seen 1 and 2 like a shit ton of times, and that's one of her favorite movies. When she saw that scene, she was like, "No way!" I go, "You didn't know that? You never saw that?" And she goes, "No." I'm like, okay, well,
there you go.
It's one of those things that was just like, it was nice getting to enjoy that with her, getting to have her see that for the first time. So that's that was a good moment. Yeah, as far as like anniversary screenings, Sean, I like the idea of it. It's just kind of like what Joe said. It's like I already own it. Like I can just watch it at home. If it's a movie that I literally never saw in theaters, I would love to enjoy it. Like I'd love to go see John Carpenter's The Thing in theaters.
God damn it! I was just thinking that. I was like, I'd really like to go see The Thing in like an IMAX.
That IMAX, or Princess Bride. That was one of my favorite movies. Heat. I would love to see in IMAX. That'd be dope as fuck.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, if it's like movies that like if I have the money and I never saw it in theaters, I would love to go. But it's like for the most part, it's like I can just watch it here and pause it if I have to go to the restroom or get something to eat.
Same. I just have one more movie on the docket that caught my attention for CinemaCon, and that would be what a lot of people are saying it could be this year's One Battle After Another, and we're talking about Digger. It is Digger. Let me make sure I enunciate that properly. Jesus.
You're good.
Tom Cruise, what I'm hearing is full on makeup. He's
Mhm.
gonna look like, and I don't want to say elderly, but definitely a lot older than what he is. Oil baron. He's gonna have a beer gut. He's gonna have a very thick Southern accent. And from the wording is amazing cinematography, directing. I think it might be the same guy who directed
Birdman
Birdman.
and The
Um,
Revenant.
yes, and they're saying there's gonna be a lot of one shots, just like Birdman. But they're saying Cruise's oil company causes a global ecological disaster that is
Mhm.
leading to a nuclear war. And a lot of people, they dropped, I think they teased the trail, a more fuller trailer than the teaser they dropped a few weeks ago. But everybody's saying from what they've seen that it could be Tom Cruise could possibly get his first Oscar.
Hmm.
So that's just something I want to bring up just because uh, I loved One Battle After Another for one thing. I mean, if it's something that's new and exciting like this, like they're saying it's, um, oh, what's the movie where it's, I think it was it David Lynch or was it um, Coppola, the one where the guy rides the bomb down? Um, I know.
Doctor something.
Yeah, Doctor Strangelove.
Oh, I almost said Doctor Feelgood, but that's a song. Doctor Strangelove. Yeah, that's it.
It's that meets Don't Look Up, which I never watched. I haven't seen Don't Look Up. Meets something else. I'm really blanking right now, and it's bothering me. But they're saying it's going to be like one of the year's best movies. So
Hmm.
I just want to bring it up. I mean, if Tom Cruise could actually get an Oscar, I mean, that's going to be saying something.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said this about Tom Cruise. It's like I like him when he acts. Like when he does all the action stuff, it's like, yeah, it's impressive and all that shit. Like, oh, he's really gonna jump out of a plane. I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm like, I want to see Tom Cruise when he did Interview with a Vampire or A Few Good Men
Or
or
Magnolia.
Mag. I haven't seen Magnolia. I want to see that.
It's really good.
Jerry Maguire. Like I want to see
Yep.
that Tom Cruise. I want to see acting Tom Cruise. And I know I think he said like he kind of stopped going after Oscars and he just wanted to make movies that people pay pay money to watch.
Yeah.
So I like seeing Tom Cruise act, and I'll watch this in theaters. I'll watch it. I'll go
Yeah.
pay money to watch it.
Yeah, and another thing I saw about this is once they release the full-fledged trailer, people are going to want to watch this movie. So I'm excited.
Thank you, Sean.
Oh, dude, Sean, thank you, brother.
You're
Appreciate
too
that.
you're too kind, Rams fan. But yeah, CinemaCon had a lot. They had panels from Sony, Warner Brothers, and I believe Neon, which I
Yeah.
find kind of interesting. But I know we're running low on time, but I'm just going to
Yeah.
skim through these and just, I guess give a thumbs up on how you feel. For Sony, they talked about Spider-Man Brand New Day. They showed a clip, and it's basically Peter,
The apartment scene, basically.
seeing MJ with her new boo. So yeah, obviously thumbs up to that. Where are we at? Beyond Spider-Verse, which comes out next year. We got some artwork for that. Again, we don't know much about it, but I think that's what makes it better is that we don't know much about it. So thumbs up to that. That movie, I mean, the animation that's just beautiful. Like that's a movie that if I close my eyes and I just pick something from that, I can hang that on my wall because that's how gorgeous the animation looks. Apparently, Kingpin's coming back. Not Vincent D'Onofrio, but Liev Schreiber's Kingpin. He'll be coming back for this one. And of course, the Spot, who was started out as kind of a goofy character, but then just became really just sinister and like, ooh, this is a cool villain. Bloodborne, which I believe is a video game.
Yep.
That's
I don't know much about it. I know it's popular.
That's an R-rated animated film. Jumanji open world footage shows how the game has entered the real world. So
this is how I am.
Yeah, I you know what? Obviously, the first one's a classic. I actually like the last two. The last two weren't that terrible. I mean, they're pretty enjoyable. I think the first one was a little better. But they make money, so whatever.
Yep.
And then we talked about Zach Kreger's Resident Evil. Thumbs up. Insidious, Out of the Further. They already put out a trailer for that. I like the first Insidious.
Same.
That's one of my favorite horror movies. That's a movie I can go back to and watch. I think what makes that work better is a lot of the sound and the score.
Yep.
2 I thought was good. I thought it kind of tied up a few things that made more sense. The other ones were not that great. 3 was decent. 4 had promise, but then it just started doing the goofy Blumhouse shit.
Yep.
And then 5, which Patrick Wilson directed, I'm like,
it wasn't good.
So, and I saw a trailer for the new one. I'm like,
yeah,
so,
same.
Which, me being a fucking simp, I'm probably gonna end up watching it anyway,
right?
Just to be like, okay, let's see what this is about. Okay, this is why I was on the fence about this. The Social Reckoning, which is the sequel to
The Social Network. Yeah,
The Social Network, which is one of my favorite films. One of my favorite films of the 2010s. This is said not to be I guess a direct sequel, but more of just like a retelling. So Aaron Sorkin's going to be the director. You're going to see names like Mikey Madison, fresh off of our Oscar, Jeremy Allen White, and who's another actor that's in this? Another very good Jeremy Strong, who I think the things I've seen him in, he's very, very good. So it comes out on October 9th, and Bill Burr is also being playing Mark Zuckerberg's advisor. So I'm going to say optimistic thumbs up.
Optimistic, yeah.
Not all the way thumbs up, but just we'll see where this goes. Legend of Zelda movie has finished wrapping. It'll come out May 7th, 2027. It'll be live action. It looks awesome. I think it's filmed in the same area that they filmed Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
So I'm going to say
thumbs up.
I've never finished a Zelda game in its entirety.
Same, but it's popular. It'll make money. I'm gonna
say fist, not thumbs up, but fist.
Okay.
Helldivers. That's another video game. It's with Jason Momoa and somebody else. I don't know who's in it. I think Justin Lin is directing. Yeah, Justin Lin. Fast and Furious, famous.
Right.
He's directing it. So Jason Momoa is in another video game property. He was in Minecraft last year, which again made a shit ton of money. That's all we can ask for. So I don't know much. I don't know anything about. I know Helldivers the game. I'm aware of it. I just never played it, so I don't really have an opinion on it. So I can't really give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I can just say, all right.
Yep.
TriStar shows off Clara and the Sun, the Nightingale, and Grand Gear. Taika Waititi as Clara and the Sun will debut in October 23rd. It will star Jenna Ortega, Mia Theria, and Amy Adams. It is based on the book. So, Nightingale, the book. So I forgot about that. No, that's a different story. Clara the Sun, that's the Taika Waititi. Nightingale, the book, is going to be starring Dakota and Elle Fanning.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Fanning sisters.
And then Takashi Yamazaki's Grand Gear will open on February 18, 2020. It'll be produced by J.J. Abrams, and it'll be about giant robots or armored warriors fighting a kaiju in a city. So that's always fun.
Oh, yeah. I'll give that a thumbs up.
And I'm about to have lunch during Lunches with Punches. That's what Sean said.
Yes.
I mean, that's the best way to do it.
That's the point. That's the point.
That's why we do it. That's why we do what we do, so you can have lunch and enjoy us. And then Buds explores what happens when plants. Okay, so Buds is a movie. It comes out December 2020. December 22nd, Jesus Christ, 2027 is an upcoming animated film that explores what happens when plants break their rule of not talking to humans.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
So, again, I'm going to say optimistic thumbs up. Warner Brothers, we'll skim through that. This is all on IGN. I think we kind of talked about the bulk of this. Lord of the Rings, The Hunt of Golem. It brings back pretty much everybody else except for a few actors. Viggo Mortensen will not be back as Aragorn. It will be played by Jamie Dornan. So I'm not sure if this is a prequel or a sequel or?
I don't know because Frodo's in it. Elijah Wood's in it too.
Yeah.
So this one I'm gonna give a fist. I'm a hardcore. I love the OG Lord of the Rings films. I love them. I watch them every year during the Christmas time because that's when they came out originally.
Right.
I don't because The Hobbit was a bit disappointing for me compared to Lord of the Rings. So I'm gonna give this one a fist. I'm optimistic. So we'll see.
Obviously Andy Serkis is back as Gollum. Ian McKellen's back as Gandalf. Kate Winslet will be in the movie as a character named Miracle. So Kate Winslet, pretty good. And then Lee Pace, we just talked about him earlier. He'll be a character named Thranduil. Oh yeah, he was in the movies. Okay, so I forgot about that. And then obviously Elijah Wood. So again, my girl loves Lord of the Rings. Like that's her shit. She didn't like the Hobbit movies either, kind of like you did. But we'll see. This is one of those things of like I'm happy for her if she's happy for him. So I'm gonna say optimistic.
Yep.
Or thumbs up because I'm happy for her.
I'll give mine a fist.
Dune Part 3 footage. Not the biggest Dune fan. I like the last one. Last one I thought was a little better than the first one.
Yeah.
I thought they had better character development in the second one as opposed to the first one. So the trailer looked cool. I mean, they had some good action scenes. Again, it's just I'm not big as. I'll say this. I think I like Dune more than Avatar.
Okay, I got you.
You know,
I definitely like the second Dune better than the first, so I'm going to give the third one a thumbs up because it has a lot of really good people in it. So
right. But again, I always say if that's your thing, I think that's awesome. So never want to yuck anyone's yum.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat 2 trailer again showed Johnny Cage fighting up against Baraka. This comes out May 8th.
I'm a apologizer for a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff that's came out in the past because I grew up on the games, love the games, always seem to overspend on all the DLCs whenever a new game comes out because that's my jam. So this one I'm gonna give, I might regret it, but I'm gonna give it a thumbs up because I'm excited.
I'm gonna watch it because it at least looks. I mean, the one that came out a few years ago during COVID, it wasn't all that great. And it's just like here's a new character named Lee. I'm like
that people did not like.
I don't give a shit. Like I want to see fucking Luke Kang. I want to see everybody else. You know, even Jax and his Steve Harvey mustache. I want to see that. You know, and the first one in the '90s was a classic.
Yeah,
you know, it was a classic. Everything else after that. But I'm like you. I'm a Mortal Kombat apologist because it's just like this is the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah.
So my only caveat with this is like again we talked about the boys earlier. I like Carl Urban, but why is he Johnny Cage?
Right.
You know, he just I don't know. Like I need to see it. Like I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it him being kind of like this washed up actor.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But it's like I don't know. I need to see it. But
yeah,
I'm more optimistic.
Yeah. Hey Drew, I hate to cut us short, but I got to get going.
Okay, well then we covered everything that needs to be covered. You got a lot of show out of us, people. So thank you to everybody watching in the YouTube channel. Make sure you sub. Make sure you sub to the experience. And also, if you're watching on the Facebook page and you're watching on the Twitter feed, thank you all. And I will be seeing you guys later tonight for the experience with me and Justin and Ruben. We'll be talking about WrestleMania. And that's it, people. The next we'll probably do this show in another couple weeks or so. But anyways, people, take care, be safe, and enjoy WrestleMania.
Yeah. Have a great WrestleMania week, guys. Thank you once again, Drew. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.